This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Heritage of North Florida. And now, a guy who wants you to know, if you need a reason to fear the Titans, just remember, the last team named the Titans became the Jets. J.P. Shadrick.
Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour and Happy New Year. And Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. We've got a busy show ahead. Jaguars a win or a tie away from a division title, or a Texans loss or tie against the Colts. We'll get to all that coming up. The Texans are lurking, though, right there with a chance to win the division as well. The Jags, of course, are in the playoffs no matter what. We'll take a look at the AFC playoff picture. The Jaguars have the most possible seed scenarios of any NFL team entering Week 18. They could be anything except the 4 seed. We'll get to that coming up. Coach Mark Duffner in studio with us. As always, and at 5 o'clock is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network. We'll hear from James Gladstone and Tony Boselli. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com. Jaguars YouTube. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Lageman out this week. Former defensive end Austen Lane is in with us, as he is on Mondays. Welcome to Thursday.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys put out the bat signal, and I came a-calling, man. I mean, expect some great content. I'm not as good as a hunter or fisher as Jeff, unfortunately, man. So there's some giant shoes to fill.
Yeah, who is? Certainly.
Good call.
Coach Duffner with us again, as always. Hi, Duff. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Really privileged to be here today, enjoying it right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun show with you two.
Without a doubt.
Have you all never been on the air together, have you?
Never.
We haven't.
No, we haven't. But I've heard him. He does an excellent job, just as he did when I had the privilege to coach him when he was playing here.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Those were the days. What years were that?
Very, very active player for us.
So for me, it would have been 2010 and 2013.
That's right.
And obviously, we talk about Coach Duff. I mean, he was the linebackers coach, and talk about some of those linebackers and Paul Puzzluzny. You talk about Russell Allen, Darryl Smith. I mean, he always had those guys ready to play.
Yeah. Shoot, that was easy. Let me tell you right now. I worked hard not to screw them up, that's for sure.
Love that. Hey, we've got plenty to get to, of course. The Jaguars 12-4, 7 straight wins, a win or a tie away from a division title. They've only won 4 division titles in 30 previous seasons of NFL football here in Jacksonville, Austin, Coach. I mean, they're on the doorstep of something that you get a banner for and a hat and a T-shirt. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, when this team finds motivation, whether it's from the outside noise or things like that. I mean, you don't really need that much more motivation going into this week, right? You're playing a Tennessee Titans team that you've already beat once, but this is for the division. This is for a home playoff game. So I think you have all the incentive to put some extra work in the film room, do some extra work on the field and get ready to go.
Well, and we were talking earlier with Patrick, and when he was in here, I was in the league 28 years, and I recalculated. I think it's been 6 times out of 28 that I had the privilege to be a division champion and get a hat and a T-shirt. So my point is, it's hard to do. Mm-hmm. And what they've done this year, when you look at it in terms of the successes, the challenges, the adversity they faced across the board, it's been outstanding. We got to finish it in championship way.
Coach, I want to ask, because you were actually telling a story about the Rose Bowl when you're at Ohio State, and you essentially played the same team in the same year, right? And then you have a Jacksonville Jaguars team right now getting ready to play the Titans for, I think, the second time in 3 or 4 weeks?
6 weeks or
so. Yeah,
6
weeks. How hard it is to really get you guys up again to try to beat the same team twice?
Well, you got to be very careful because we actually beat them pretty well. They have since now gotten a lot better. They've gone 2-2 since that game, and their offense is improving. A lot of phases of what they're doing is getting better. Their quarterback play's gotten better. So you can't overlook this team. I think we got a little too chummy with UCLA, is who it was. This was back in 1975 and 76, and at Ohio State we were 11-0, number 1 in the country. We play them in the Rose Bowl and got our back end handed to us. So, you can't take anything for granted. What happened in the past is in the past. Mm-hmm. Get your eyes on the bullseye, which is right in front of you, which this week is going to be 1 o'clock against Tennessee.
Yeah, we'll dig into the matchups coming up shortly. A final look at last week, though. The Jaguars trailed 10-0. They had 2 first-half red zone giveaways. Trevor Lawrence found a way with his legs in the game, 2 rushing scores. That's been a nice addition to this offense as of late. And then the defense stuff, as they always do. shut down the run game. Jonathan Taylor had nowhere to go up front, and Phillip Rivers can't throw it past 25 yards. So that was the game plan.
Without a doubt. I thought really the halftime adjustments that they made coming back and getting the 2 takeaways, critical, which they've done a great job with all season long. Really a testament to the preparation by the team, but also the adjustments by the coaches at halftime. And, when you think about it right now, I think since week 11, we've given up like 15 points a game as far as that's concerned. They're up right now to, I think, 30 takeaways for the season, which I think second in the league, far better than they did a year ago, which was a goal and objective, and 21 interceptions, which I think right now is right at the all-time mark for the team. So great progress, great production right now, and we look forward to it continuing again, like I said, at 1 o'clock in the stadium on Sunday.
And to me, I think that they really showcase what their strong suit is, and it's the ability to adapt. We talked about it all year.
Sure.
I think that defense did a great job in that second half, whether it was bringing Trayvon Walker down to a 4-eye, moving, Dennis Gardeck down to that outside linebacker role. That really kind of stifled Jonathan Taylor. And on the other side, then obviously the offense had some mistakes in the red zone and everything, but this is the beauty about football. Even when you make mistakes, you don't play your best game, as long as you win and you can learn from that win. It's a great problem to be in.
Yeah, the offense, Trevor Lawrence doing his thing. Yeah, they had the fumble on the hook and lateral play on a drive where they were moving the football, and then later in the half, they're in the red zone again, and he forces one into the end zone there for the pick.
Yeah, but I that's part of what happens right now. We've gotten spoiled here lately with his productive play, and he was productive in this game. I think that the hook and lateral, as you referred to in the red zone, was part of the 15-play script, which they were moving the ball beautifully.
Right,
it was well done, so I don't second guess that. I like it. That's something, again, you want to present to the defense to make them prepare for. And the other throw, it happens right now. He's playing great ball. I see great confidence. I see he's using his legs in a way that's as good as any quarterback in the league right now. He's right at the very top in terms of a quarterback using his legs in productive fashion. So, I think it's excellent. And then when you look to it, what ETN continues to do, when he has over 80-some yards, 82 or 3 yards in scrimmage yards right now, we're undefeated. And so his contribution, not only as a runner but as a receiver, has been exceptional. So bring it on, baby.
Hey, Coach, we talk about running the football on the other side of the ball. The Jaguars, you want to talk about their identity on defense. One of the biggest identities is stopping the run, and obviously you know this guy very well. Joe Cullen used to always say stopping the run is more of it's a mindset, it's an attitude than is actually a skill set. Is that what you attribute to this Jaguars defense? Because let's be honest, there's not a lot of household names on a national level on this Jaguars defense, but in terms of stopping the run, they've done a great job all year.
Exceptional.
Yeah.
And in fact, they're on a pace maybe to be as good as any team's ever been at stopping the run. That's how good they're doing right now. And like you said, they handled the running game with a great back last week with Taylor. And on the other side of the ball, we ran the ball for over 120 yards and 4.0 against a team that statistically per carry was number one, and I think in the league as a yards per carry. I think they were 3.7 in Indianapolis. So objectives that we had that were critical to winning that football game, we met and surpassed.
One more thought on Trevor Lawrence here and the running game of the quarterback. He's closing in on some big-time numbers. He's 248 passing yards to get to 4,000 for another time in his career. One more rushing score for 10 rushing touchdowns this year. There's only 2 other quarterbacks in league history to have those 2 marks in one season. Josh Allen in 2023, Cam Newton in 2011. What, especially in the quarterback running game, bothers defenders the most? You guys both are on the defensive side of the football. As a coordinator, as a defensive end, what does this add to the equation?
Well, it's nightmares. It's called nightmares. When you know, and this guy can do it as good as anybody, and I was always beating the table since I came here for him to continue to do it, because I felt in the past he didn't do it as much, and it was less of a concern to you as a defensive coach or a coordinator. But geez, Pete, right now you have got to, again, scramble. Proof your defenses, because he can do it as good as anybody. He's going to extend plays, and so all that stuff plastering in the back end. And then when you have quarterback design plays like they ran. He was untouched down in the red zone down there for a touchdown, part of his 2 rushing touchdowns. It's scary for you. So, I mean, it just adds another component to what already is a scary thing, especially with defending us right now with all the weapons that have emerged, the receivers, ETN, the tight end, Strange, this quarterback now. I mean, geez, Pete, you can't. I mean, you're dying right now. You're hoping, who do I have to stop? How about everybody? And especially what this quarterback's doing. So I'm so pleased and so proud of what Trevor's doing right now, and we got to protect him and keep him healthy.
I mean, it's been a big difference this year as soon as he's been able to use his legs. And I remember planning for game plans against different quarterbacks, like whether it was Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, not very mobile quarterbacks, right? But you have to respect their IQ, you have to respect their accuracy and everything. But I always remember the game plans against guys like Aaron Rodgers in his prime or Mike Vick. Those kept you up at night because as a pass rusher, you almost have to change the way that you pass rush now. You can't implement all these different games because if a guy gets, out of his gap for a second, the quarterback sees it, he can try to buy some more time or else take off for a first down. So there's certain guys around the league. Bo Nix, I think, fits in this. Justin Herbert, Drake May, and it's great to see Trevor Lawrence's conversation now where they're a threat with their legs, but they're a threat to extend the play as well. And as a defensive lineman, there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll get to the Jaguars' defensive perspective this week on Cam Ward, a guy who can move around and has some mobility as well. We've got plenty ahead. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jaguars, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We're on 1010XL AM, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. Plenty ahead. We'll return and take a look at the Titans' defense, especially that defensive front. We saw them just a few weeks ago. They're still there. Yeah, they've won 3 games, but those guys up front are real, and we'll dig into some reasons why. It is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
I'm Foye Lewican from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or under the influence is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. Remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead. Have a designated driver or get a ride home. Keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans. NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Such a pain because they do a good job moving him around. You can expect him to be at one place at times, but then in base defense, he'll move a little, and then in known passing situations, they'll move him around. He's extremely strong. I mean, what he does to people out on that football field that are grown men is pretty impressive. Seriously, I'm not comparing to Aaron Donald, but I was with Aaron on a daily basis, and I saw what he did to other grown men a lot, and it was like, wow, all right, dude, you're different.
Liam Cohen, Jaguars head coach, speaking today. It was a little under the weather on Wednesday. A little something going around the building this week. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, the full press conference at Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Lageman out this week. Austen Lane is in. Coach Mark Duffner in with us as well as we take a look at the Titans-Jaguars matchup, Week 18, the game presented by Ticketmaster. There are tickets available. Jaguars.com/tickets, 904-633-2000. They are going fast, though, for this Sunday's game, 1 o'clock kickoff time. And yes, he's talking about Jeffrey Simmons there, defensive tackle, a career-high 10 sacks this year. He's a Pro Bowl selection, a sack or more in all 6 of his road games this year. And it would be the most road game sacks in a season in franchise history if he can get one this week. And you know what? He's all over the backfield, quarterback pressures, leads defensive tackles in the league in sacks, quarterback pressures, and quick ones, too. I mean, this guy is a handful.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're defensive tackle, and you're stout and stopping the run. But it's another thing when you're very versed as well as getting after the quarterback like he is. He's an explosive monster, a big dude, and arguably one of the best, I think, 3 technique/defensive tackles in the entire NFL. I think sometimes he gets lost in the sauce a little bit in the team that he plays for, but definitely one of the best players in the league, I think.
Oh, my gosh, 100% correct, Austin. Well stated. I mean, he's having a career year, as you just mentioned, JP. I mean, in every area. Career highs right now, sacks, tackles for loss, quarterback hits, fumbles caused. I mean, geez, Pete, I mean, he's unbelievable. And even last week, he has a sack fumble in the game against New Orleans, which helps keep them in the game. Actually, they started out playing very, very well. The guy is quick off the ball for the size that Austin just referred to. And now you put him in there with Sweat, 93, I think is his number. The 98, 93. Geez, they got men inside right now that can really push the pocket, can knock the line back as far as that's concerned, distort the line of scrimmage. Real players up front. So he is absolutely a guy you got to know where he is the entire time.
Simmons had 6 tackles and a sack and 2 quarterback hits last meeting.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting philosophy, I think, for Liam Cohen in this offense, because you look at this Tennessee Titans team since Simmons has come back and everything, they've kind of found a new resurgence in stopping the run, right? I think the first time the Jags went out against the Titans, I think it was like a 2.7, if I'm not mistaken, yards per carry, so it wasn't the best running day for the Jaguars, and I think that the Saints kind of put out the MO of how to beat the Tennessee Titans right now. You want to beat them through the air. The question comes, if you're Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars, do you stick with your identity and try to run the football and get ready for the playoffs, or do you take maybe the easier road and do you try to beat them through the air?
Well, and the Saints, just as you mentioned, had a lot of success with a quick passing game. Okay, now, on the other side of the coin, as far as that's concerned, they only had, I think, the Saints like 92 yards at the halftime. So this defense is getting better as far as that's concerned. I'm talking about Tennessee right now, and we'll get their best effort across the board. I mean, they're going to, again, they got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and they'd love to be the spoiler in terms of where we're trying to go. So, again, we're going to get their best shot. Count on it.
Coach, in terms of a team identity, because obviously Liam Cohen stated this when he first got here, they want to be a physical, running the football type of team. the way to beat the Titans might be through the air a little bit. So, as a former coach yourself, like, does the ego come into play here where it's like, we got to run the ball against the Tennessee Titans, or do you just more kind of take what they give you?
I think you take what they give you, and I think that's what Liam's done really well here this last 7-game stretch that they've had right now. They'd love to say, hey, we're going to run it down your throat each and every week, but they found the passing game. They found different ways to move and score points at a clip that nobody's doing really as far as that's concerned right now. So I think you take what you give them. We want to establish the run game, and this group's got some vulnerability as far as that's concerned. I mean, they're not unbelievable as far as that's concerned, but that interior is a concern for sure. And their linebacker, Gray, this guy's ranked, I think, in the top 6 in the league in terms of total plays, tackles. I think he's got 156 hits. So, I mean, they've got some productive players. But, again, I think we've got enough weapons to utilize the quick passing game, an extension of the running game, the play-action game, which has been outstanding coming up. Quarterback on the move, a lot of weapons for them to handle, that's for sure.
And we've got the injury report coming up in just a little bit. We've got to see what's going on the offensive line this week as well. Remember, Robert Hainsey was out last week. Patrick McCary, the right guard, was out last week. Are those guys back in the mix? We'll see. We'll get to the report coming up, but that's obviously a huge matchup this week up front.
Well, and that's something you got to clean up a little bit from the Colts game as well, right? The offensive line did look a little porous. Walker Little didn't have his best game. I think he's still trying to learn that guard position because Cole Van Lanen seemed to ruin the position for everybody. Not everyone can be Cole Van Lanen and play every spot on the offensive line and, grade out very well. Sometimes guys need a little time to acclimate to a new position. But, yeah, this will be a great test, especially for that interior offensive line because they do have 2 great guys in the middle, spearheaded by Jeffrey Simmons.
And I think I'm with you on all that was just said there. I think you got to give credit to this offensive line, though, again, with multiple position moves as far as that's concerned. Anton Harrison plays sick. I mean, he sucked it up and played, and they still came through with a 370-yard total offense effort, over 120 yards rushing, 7 out of 14 on third down. A damn productive day, as far as our offense is concerned. When you think, again, that 9 straight games at 23 points plus, I mean, geez, Pete, that's unflippin' believable. We're averaging 27 points a game. So, I mean, a lot of great things happening, and it starts in the trenches with the O-line.
No doubt about that. Last time out against these Titans, Jacoby Myers, 6 targets, 6 catches, 90 yards, touchdown. Brenton Strange had a touchdown as well. Tootin had a rushing score in the game, but the passing game and the versatility of these different receivers and targets really has seemed to settle in. Parker Washington's playing big right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Myers, Mr. Reliable. Strange is playing at a high level. Thomas has his moments, though he needs to have some more of them probably down the stretch in the playoffs. But they've got a lot of different things they can do through the year.
And that's the beautiful thing, especially going into the playoffs. I think there's 2 types of offenses. You have the offenses that have like the one receiver, right? Like the Justin Jefferson, the Jamar Chase, the A.J. Brown, where you feel like you have to get them 10 targets a game to try to make them happy and to try to justify the contract. And then you have the other side where it's like, all right, we have a 1A, a 1B, a 1C. And that's what Parker Washington, Brian Thomas Jr., and Jacoby Myers really are. Don't forget about Brenton Strange as well. And by the way, Travis Etienne can catch the football as well. So, I mean, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm staying up late at night because if you take one guy away, 2 other guys can step up in their place, right? And I think as a defensive coordinator, that's probably the hardest thing to game plan is, well, do we take the deep shot away from Brian Thomas Jr.? That's what the Broncos try to do. And that's what the Colts try to do, putting Sauce Gardner on Brian Thomas Jr. Well, what happened? The other guys stepped up, including Parker Washington.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to face this team right now. I mean, they are hitting the stride in a big, big way, and that's why you want to be the defensive coach on this team. Anthony Campanile loves the fact that we're scoring at a clip like we are, that we got the weapons that we got, that we're raising hell with the opponent's, our defensive coordinator. Objective is always to make the opponent's press box nervous, and that's exactly what this team's doing here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, this Jags team's been playing with a lead a lot. We'll get to the defense coming up, but that certainly helps the defense when you're leading second half of games, and you can get after it in the pass rush and all those things.
Without a doubt. Yeah. I mean that's critical as far as that's concerned. So I mean, again, the best offense you have, best defense you have is a ball control offense, and we've got that going right now.
Sounds good to me. Let's come back in a moment. Kainani Stevens will join us in studio as well, Jaguars reporter. We'll take a look at the Titans offense and Cam Ward. and what he's been doing since the last matchup. He's been doing a lot of things.
A lot of real good things, improving each and every week. You watched the game last week, a lot of wow plays.
Wow plays. We will get into those coming up. And from the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Happy New Year. It's Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguar sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
It's almost basketball season. North Florida basketball is right around the corner. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Again, North Florida basketball is almost here. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Swoop.
Mentally and physically tough dudes that love to play football and they love the game of football. That's where it starts for me and for us as a team is there's so much that goes into being a professional football player, right? And you try to, within a team, that's obviously the number one focus, right? But every individual has to be able to fit into that team differently, right? Because everybody is truly different. And so those standards, though, don't change.
Liam Cohen asked earlier today, what does it mean to be a Jaguar? What's the standard? And part of his explanation there. The rest of it at Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, and Happy New Year to you. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Lageman is out. Austen Lane is in. Coach Mark Duffner is in with us as well. And Kainani Stevens is in with us.
We've got a full house tonight.
We do.
Very exciting.
Happy New Year, Kai.
Happy New Year. What are your resolutions, JP?
Win more football games.
Well, we're already on the right track, so we'll start out good.
What's yours, Kai?
I don't know. I'm trying to read some books, get a little knowledgeable, learn more about ball. Maybe I'll read some football books.
You know enough about ball as it is. Well, you guys, resolutions. We haven't even talked about that. You into that?
Coach, I'm gonna let you go.
I didn't really have one, man. I'm just, I just take it one day at a time. A la Liam Cohen, right? Like I'm not trying to look forward to the whole year. I'm just taking it one day at a time right now.
I'm right with you. I'm trying to get better.
There you
better
go.
At living right now. That's going to be living, not dying.
No doubt about it. Hey, let's get to the Jaguars' defensive coverage of the game presented by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, benefits for federal employees and retirees. We take a look at the Titans' offense. What will the Jaguars be covering this week? Well, Cam Ward in the first meeting was 24 of 38 passing, 141 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He had a 70.2 rating in that game. Since then, well, the Titans are 2-2 now in their last 4 games. They were 1-11 after the loss to the Jaguars, and they've scored 24 or more in the last 4 weeks. So what's different now about Cam Ward and the Titans?
I think you're seeing confidence, better confidence. The guy right now there was a number of wow plays in this last game. They had a number of explosive passes. He's able to extend plays. He's scrambling actually to throw the football right now, but he's making better decisions, I think, as far as that's concerned. Now, one area that he struggles with is ball security. Mm-hmm. He's got, I think, 11 fumbles right now, which is probably number one at quarterback position in the league. So, we've got to take advantage of that as far as that's concerned. But actually in the last game, he got sacked 4 times, which they had somewhat solved the previous few games. I think what we're going to see coming in is a team that's going to try to run it. Pollard being an effective runner for sure. I think he just had his 4th 1,000-yard season, but I think we'll get 35 to 40 runs maybe from them to try to help their offense.
Wow.
Well, maybe I'm off on that, but I do know that because, again, the explosive passes, that may factor in that they had against New Orleans, but he is playing better right now. You just see this guy's got a lot of talent. And a lot, we can make every throw as far as that's concerned. So, again, he's improving right now. We're gonna have to be ready for his best shot.
Yeah, so I think this is a classic example of a touted rookie quarterback. The first overall pick who doesn't have a lot to work with right now at wide receiver. He's still trying to learn those guys and everything, but he has the arm talent. And he has all the intangibles to be a great quarterback. You see some throws that he makes where it's just like, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in the league that can probably make that throw, let alone a rookie quarterback. And then you see some of the mistakes as well, like you're going to see from a rookie quarterback. I think against the Saints, I want to say he was credited for 5 turnovers in that Saints game. But if you go back 2 weeks ago against the Chiefs game, and I get Patrick Mahomes wasn't playing and everything, and the Chiefs were kind of out of it, he had his best game where he looked like he kind of had a little more swag to him. So you have an offense right now that's been interchangeable wide receiver, right? You've had some guys get injured and everything, so they're on like their second and third stringers. But Cam Ward in the future, it looks like we're talking about 2 or 3 years from now, he might be the real deal if they can get help for him.
That's an interesting description, because if I didn't know who you were talking about, doesn't that sound like Trevor Lawrence in the first year? Coming in, he can make these crazy great throws. He's kind of in a mess of a situation with no targets to throw to. And that's why it's so interesting, especially with these quarterbacks now that are going to second locations and seeing success. You almost don't know what you have at first until you can kind of build around them a little bit. And obviously there's tons of turmoil in Tennessee right now, so they have to figure out a bunch of other stuff. But it feels like the quarterback is not my main concern there by any means.
All right, but if they keep changing coaches and offenses around him,
that's not going to help.
It doesn't help at all.
No, and as Kai just said, very similar to the situation that's going on here. This guy's a streaky guy now. He had 9 straight completions in the game against New Orleans, and as Austen just said, he had his best passer rating and really best production game against Kansas City. I know a team that's hobbled a little bit, but he did it. So, we got to be ready for this guy. They're going to mix in, as I said, a lot of play pass, let him try to extend plays. You're going to have to plaster against this guy in terms of the defense, meaning our defensive guys stay with their coverage, whether it be man or zone, to eliminate this guy making big plays against you.
Coach, when you play a young quarterback or a rookie quarterback, is it beneficial to try to blitz him and really make him feel that pressure, or is it more beneficial just to kind of lay back a little bit and say, hey, you're a rookie, go ahead and make your mistakes and we're going to capitalize off
Well, I think when you think about blitzing and pressures, as you know, you're going to have to look at that offensive line and see, first of all, how you attack their protection and any weak links that they've got, and then present that as far as what you do against this quarterback. So I think all those things go into it right now. I think that, though, that this explosiveness is what scares me about this guy. And this guy is able to he was able to extend a lot of plays against New Orleans four-man rush. So I think, Anthony will mix in the pressure as far as that's concerned. I would be thinking try to give him looks pre-snap and let him see something in pre-snap, and then after a snap, something different, so we can get his mind a little messed up, a little messy as far as that's concerned. Take away his decisiveness in terms of where to throw the ball, what kind of play to make.
Last time out, Tony Pollard had 36 of his 60 rushing yards in the first quarter of the game. A lot of that on the opening drive.
Yeah, that didn't look good at the start.
No, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. They got a field goal. It was 3-0. And the Jaguars scored 25 straight after that. Defense made that adjustment. They've been really good against the run all year. They did it twice against Jonathan Taylor. They adjusted when they needed to against Pollard. And there's really no doubt right now that's the best thing they do on defense is stop that run game.
Yeah, and I think there's a little bit of pride to it. Obviously, I don't know how, if this game gets out of hand, what they're going to do with starters and whatnot, but they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher. So, that I know is a stat they're aware of, and there's a pride point, I'm very sure, that they don't want to do it in the last week of the regular season. So I'm sure whatever the game kind of dictates, I don't know if they'll try to do that. Also, they've given up a lot of rush yards to quarterbacks. I feel like a handful of their leading rushers have been quarterbacks that have escaped the pocket. So that's something to consider, just kind of containment. For me, a lot of it is stuff I want to see, like them kind of tweak or work on heading into the postseason, right? Like I know they have a good run defense, but whether it's communication because they've had some injuries, it's communicating on the defense, tuning that up, or like I said, just containment of the quarterback depending who they face, because we know if it's the Bills, Josh Allen loves to run around. There's all kinds of things that I feel will be, and I'm not overlooking the Titans, I'm just saying there's a lot of things that you can kind of be like, all right, let's fine tune a little bit of this, and when we get to playoffs, it's not a concern.
I'm with you. I think that was well stated. I think that dependent whoever we play, this is going to be a great game for us a good challenge and a good game for us in preparation for postseason play.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of what this team presents right now, and we got to take advantage of it. Don't overlook this Pollard, like we talked about. I mean, he's had 3 of the last 4 games over 100 yards rushing. That's, as you just mentioned, the goal not to give one. Go through the season without that happening. He's a leading rusher, I think, since week 14 in the league. So he's coming in hot right now in terms of that, and I think that, again, they'll try to take advantage of that in terms of helping this quarterback, too.
Well, I understand that, Liam Cohen's job is to focus up the task at hand right now. It's our job to say, okay, well, if they play the Buffalo Bills, how do you shut down the Buffalo Bills? Right. You got to stop James Cook, right? I get Josh Allen, you have to be afraid of him as well, but their offense is really predicated off running the football. And the same thing said the Chargers come to town, Omarion Hampton and Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh loves to pound the rock first and then work off the play action there and use Justin Herbert with his arm. So I can look ahead a little bit and say this is going to be a big game in terms of stopping the run because you can carry that on in the playoffs. But I hope Liam Cohen's just saying, let's focus on the Titans right now.
Yeah,
I'm sure he is, because we were talking on Jags AM this morning about some of the, we looked back at some of the rivalry matchups, and there's a lot of years where one or the other team is out of it, and then they bounce them from the playoffs when they've got nothing. I mean, the Jaguars have had many seasons where maybe they weren't in the playoff picture, but they played spoiler to a lot of people. So that's definitely, I'm sure, at top of mind for Cohen when he's talking to the team. We don't want to be that team that loses the division on the last game because we kind of underestimated our opponent. So I'm sure that's part of the conversation, too.
You are all over it. Well done.
And this is the thing about the Titans, too, right? This isn't like the Raiders situation where, they're sitting guys, maybe trying to get a better draft position. The Titans are where they are right now, right? And they have nothing to lose. And, I've been on some teams where we didn't have a lot of wins that season, but you're putting film out there right now because you're trying to be on that team next year. So there's a lot of guys in that Titans locker room right now that will be fighting for their jobs, trying to impress, whether it's going to be a new coach, the same coach, or a new regime, whatever the case may be. But you have to put good film on there, especially your last game of the season, because if you want a job in this league, you got to play at a high level.
Yeah, and understand, too, now they do have weapons. The tight end, Quantico is a heck of a player. I think he's their leading receiver in terms of receptions. And then when you look at this wide receiver, DK, who incidentally is an explosive receiver, but geez, Pete, he's unbelievable in returning. And we had a little issue with that last week, which I'm sure Coach Farwell and the rest of the staff will take care of. But I mean, they've got weapons now. So I mean, again, dial it up now. Be ready.
Yeah.
Would you kick it out of the end zone, out of bounds? Or would you
I mean, last week I was like, I'm done. Just kidding.
That's what they said at the end, too. They kicked it out of the back of the end zone the rest of the game.
Well, I would not let this cat get a hold of that ball.
Yeah. Didn't they do that a bit in the first matchup, or am I misremembering? I feel like
he had a return that was overturned.
No, but he wasn't.
But they didn't kick to him much.
Correct.
I think they
right.
only got one return, and it was later.
Concern for sure then, too, and they avoided it, and we got to do that again.
Yeah, he had a 47-yard punt return in the game.
Yeah.
And then a 30-yard kickoff return.
Yep.
So there you go. Kai, no all access tonight.
No, we did it earlier this week, but I do want to bring up, because I haven't been on Thursday Happy Hour in a while. Did you tell everyone that my locks were correct, or?
Well, I was waiting for you to come in to
I haven't been on the Thursday.
Yourself.
Well, no.
It's been a couple weeks.
It has been a couple weeks, so just remind everyone
for
how
the record,
wise I am.
Duval, her locks were correct.
My locks are correct.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon, too, because prior to the Denver game, I made a statement. You go, is that a lock? And I go, yeah, it's a lock.
You did.
And we did.
That's right.
I don't know if you remember
lock
that,
awards?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to give my spiel, right? Like, I mean, you know what it is with me.
I mean, he's owed a Lululemon sweatshirt. How many locks he's had?
You're giving out Lululemon for correct locks?
No. He got 5 on your punch card.
I'll send you my order list.
I have 5 on the punch card right now. Drive for 5.
So he gets the Boselli Lululemon.
I get the Boselli Lululemon cut.
He's got the new Duval Versailles shirt too.
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for is a tailor here where I can get fitted, or how does that work, JP?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, man. I mean,
I got news for you.
You guys are getting stuff. At least I got a bottle of water.
We got some water in the house as well.
I got a smart water bottle.
One final thought here. Kai, this is a division rivalry. Mm-hmm. We know it can get a little chippy at times. It did last time out. Jeffrey Simmons is kind of the lead horse on that for them. But from a Jaguars perspective, they've got bigger fish to fry moving ahead. However, they still need to play with that edge. I'm curious, how do you approach that this week, knowing that there's a playoff run ahead and these guys are going to Cancun?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's discussed as well, right? Because they're going to try to antagonize you, as they did even a couple weeks ago. I think that was the most penalties, or tied for most penalties they had in a game. Because
13.
13
Jags.
penalties. Not great. They've been better with penalties the past couple of weeks, and you don't want to go back into that point where every offensive penalty and then I'm not going to get back into that. We don't want penalties. Penalties are always bad. And then also you have something to lose, right? So when you're going up against someone that does not, that has to be top in front of mind. So just reminders to players to, keep that as their main focus, is that they have something to move on to. This shouldn't just be a complete retaliation. I know emotions get the best of us, especially in a rivalry game, but that's, I'm certain, something they're talking about, especially on the defense. Like, we know how the Titans can be, and LaQuinn Allen certainly isn't backing down for any fights, but someone's got to grab him and keep him away, whether it's Trevor Lawrence or somebody else.
Well, and Kai, you interview the coaches and everything, you talk to everybody. Have you got word, will Logan Cook have a handler with him? Because last time they played the Titans, Logan Cook had a few choice words to a couple players there. So will there be extra security around Logan Cook for this game?
And gosh, he was like knocking people out in kick returns. I thought he broke his shoulder at one point. Yeah, that was a little wild. I mean, he's been around as long as anybody, so I know we don't see him like that very often, which is kind of funny just because he's so laid back. But Titans bring it out in you, I guess.
He's from Mississippi, man.
Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
mess with Mississippi people.
I don't know. Ross Matisic going to throw guys down with a bad back. That was a game. Remember, Matisic missed a lot of the first half, and Devon
Hamilton came in.
It was long snapping, the whole deal. From a coaching perspective, how do you handle that type of just aggression and a division rivalry, but you got a lot of games ahead?
Yeah, well, this is the most important game. To quote Tony Boselli, this is the most important game in franchise history. Mm-hmm. You got a chance to be the AFC South champions. I said hard to do. All right, something that right now is within your grasp. We're on the doorstep to that right now. You cannot let that slip away from us right now. So I think everything, all the energy, effort, preparation, practice has got to go into being that first, and then whatever else, we'll play the next game when it shows up. If you take your eyes off the prize, you get hit in the nose, and we don't want that to happen. So again, focus in right now and doing everything we can to beat the Titans.
Coach, when you talk about, it's always a phrase being used like a team comes out flat. right? Like, so when you turn on the film with your linebacking room and you saw maybe a team that wasn't as good as other teams that you faced, right? Like, how did you get those guys ready to go, right? How did you prevent them from coming out flat? Because listen, whether it was Puz, whether it was Darryl Smith, I mean, they always came out locked and loaded. Like, what do you attest to that?
Well, I think first of all, they're mature enough to understand that you've got to be at your best. You've got to have your A game each and every week. When anything can happen. I mean, I mentioned it here one time before. We used to. Just as a reminder, we would have a guy dress up as like the Grim Reaper and come in a sign with we called him Old Man Upset, and on there would be most recent upsets, teams crossed off, and then a big circle around, in this case, the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Old Man Upset's coming in here, and you don't want that guy to come in, so we would chase him off the field, pull them all back in and say, hey, look now, again, this is about us. Yeah. All right, we're going to get this team's best shot. If you don't recognize that, just look at the paper or look at the news each and every week. Old Man Upset is going somewhere else. He's not coming to our stadium. So that's going to be I think, a lot of the focus right now. And all you got to do is talk to them. If they're mature young men and they understand they've worked like you have and like everybody in this building has worked to get to this position, we don't want to let it get away.
I got to know who wore the Grim Reaper.
It's got to be a short straw situation.
It's got to be, right? Who wore the outfit?
Actually, I always pose that to our coaching staff and generally had somebody that would volunteer. And it was actually that year it was our receiver coach named Dennis Goldman.
Where is this?
And this happened to be at Holy Cross, but I did it also at University of Maryland in another setting. So, but the visual is what you people respond to visuals a lot of times, and so. As I said, we're going through stretch, and he comes in and he looks dead on to the Grim Reaper, which caught everybody's attention. And then with the sign, I mean, come on, that's what it's all about.
I love it.
It's amazing.
I love it. I love it. Kai, Jags AM this whole week. It's all available on Jaguars YouTube.
Our first postseason episodes starting on Monday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Monday.
It's the postseason, JP. We made the playoffs.
It's crazy. The Jags should be every seed except the 4 seed. They're all possibilities.
Yeah, I saw that.
Going into this weekend.
Yeah, well, there's too much math, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm just hoping they win in their 3, so we'll just do that.
No, but to be in that position now, and you folks are all to be congratulated. To be in that position, you're all to be congratulated for it. I mean, it's superb. I'm telling you right now. I mean, it's hard, man, and I love being a peripheral part of this as far as that's concerned. But I mean, it's unbelievable. So man, let's enjoy it. Let's be greedy for this now. We want and I don't like to push off being a greedy person, but in this case, we want to work hard and enjoy the benefits of that, and let's make this special.
Yeah.
I'm definitely having a lot more fun than I was at this time last year.
Yeah, you think? Absolutely. Kai, thanks a lot as always.
Thanks, guys.
Ball knower, Kai Stevens.
All about ball.
That's I don't think you need more sports books, Kai. Maybe go for some personal growth or something. I don't know what else you're into, but
I like that.
I think sports are all
Maybe
good.
a little murder mystery.
Murder mysteries. There you go.
Fiction. If you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out ZipChair.com and browse all customizable options. Zip Chair, furniture for fans. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. We're back with the injury report. And then at 5 o'clock, Jags HQ with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli. This is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
Frank Frangie here. When you think of barbecue in Jacksonville, it's got to be Bono's Pit Barbecue. For over 75 years, Bono's has been smoking Jacksonville's favorite barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So go to bonosbarbecue.com or call their fantastic catering department at 904-332-7427. That's 904-332-7427. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
It's game on, Jaguars fans, no matter where you might be. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years and counting. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
It's almost basketball season. North Florida basketball is right around the corner. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Again, North Florida basketball is almost here. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Swoop.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies, based in Jacksonville, has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
It can almost help where you're a little bit, I don't want to say naive to what's going on, but you're just, again, really focused on the daily, hourly, game-by-game improvement. That's all we can really focus on right now. That's been the message is, hey, let's get our best effort, mindset, execution, preparation, all of that this week to go 1-0. And it's a division opponent, a team that, obviously doesn't probably like us too much, and that's just the way it goes in division, right? And that's just the way those games go. And you're excited about these opportunities to play meaningful games in January and December.
Liam Cohen, Jaguars head coach, on the focus of the team headed into Week 18. Full press conference at Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube. It is Jaguars Happy Hour from the Hyundai Studios, the Miller Electric Center, 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. And coming up Sunday, the Jags' final home game of the 2025 regular season. The fan appreciation game, the Jaguars host the Titans, and the Jags will wear the Prowler throwbacks one last time this season. Get your seats now, Jaguars.com/tickets, or call 904-633-2000. Oh, yeah, a win or a tie, and the Jaguars are division champs. Come see it in person. JP Shadrick, Austen Lane, Coach Mark Duffner with us. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll have Jags HQ. Time now for the injury report presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just come down a little bit ago. And there are some notable names, certainly on the Jaguars side of things. The limited participation both days this week for cornerback Monteric Brown with a neck issue. He had a big game last week. Sure did, was credited for 2 passes defense. Was involved in a couple more plays. Ezra Cleveland, the left guard, limited both days with a shoulder issue. Robert Hainsey, the center, with a groin problem, limited Wednesday and Thursday. Anton Harrison, battling an illness, didn't practice Wednesday, full for the Jaguars today. That's a good sign. Jalen McLeod still trying to work his way back from an ankle issue all season. He's been down, limited both days. Patrick McCary, the right guard with a back problem, has not practiced this week, Wednesday or Thursday. That's not a good sign moving ahead. Cornerback Greg Newsome with a shoulder problem, limited both days in practice, had the jersey, the non-contact jersey on today in the open media time. Danny Strigo, defensive end with an ankle problem, limited both days, and he's missed the last couple weeks. We'll see if he can get out there this week. And Bashal Tootin with a finger issue, running back, has been full both days. So that's trending the right way. I mean, we referenced the offensive line earlier. The one that's, McCary, the guard, not practicing is not going the right way.
Yeah, no, I'm optimistic with what I heard on the other guys right now. In fact, when I leave from here, I'm going right to Our Lady Star of the Sea Church and light some candles for these guys because we need some healing hands. Yeah. No, truly, because that's a critical component. But those guys have, rallied and stood up and made, excellent contributions so far. So, but I mean, man, we got to get everybody healthy. Healing hands, we need them.
Yeah, and I hope Monteric Brown's okay. I mean, he might have hurt his neck from keep on looking at the Colts sideline and saying, you guys keep on throwing at me the whole time because I'm defending everything. So you keep on picking at me if you want. So there might be some sort of, inflammation there from turning his neck to the Colts sideline so much. But, hopefully everyone's okay to echo what Coach said because they're going to need these guys down the run here.
Titans side of things, they've had a bunch of guys that have not practiced for a couple days straight. Achilles problem for Armour Davis, the corner, Cody Barton, linebacker. It's not injury-related for him, personal matter. Ali Gay, linebacker, has been full. Gunnar Helm, tight end, has not practiced. Amani Hooker, the safety, has not practiced this week. Van Jefferson, wide receiver, has not practiced. Arden Key hasn't practiced, the outside linebacker with a hip problem. So they've got a lot of guys on the list this week as well. Jihad Ward, linebacker, with an ankle problem, limited Wednesday, full on Thursday. So we'll see who's available for them down the stretch. Arden Key's one of those instigators, too. Former Jaguar, of course, tried to stir it up on the sideline last time.
Well, yeah, and the rumors are that I think he actually has a key to the city from Jacksonville. He actually wanted one before he left the city here. But no, I mean, obviously every team has to have some of those emotional type of dudes, right? They kind of rally everybody up a little bit. I think every good team has one. So I think Arden Key is kind of that guy that is more of that emotional leader, and it's not a bad spot to have.
No question about it right now. I think you're dead on as far as what his contribution is going to be for sure.
As we mentioned, the Jaguars have the most possible seed scenarios of any NFL team entering Week 18. The Jaguars can still be the AFC's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7 seed based on Week 18 outcomes. Of course, a win combined with a Patriots loss and a Broncos loss would give the Jaguars the number 1 seed. One of those teams lose and the Jaguars win, they'd be the number 2 seed. Jags currently number 3 seed if everybody wins. And then, of course, you don't want to get to the other scenarios. That means the Jags would have lost, and there's other scenarios to be a wild card team. But the division title is out there. So, Duff, how about some keys to victory for the Jaguars Week 18 at the bank against the Tennessee Titans?
Well, how exciting is all that you just talked about right now? But we're not giving up number 3 for sure. We'd love number 1 and 2, and we'll see how that happens. But we're going to control what we can, which is minimally position 3. And it'll happen by winning the takeaway battle. We got to protect the football. We got to protect our quarterback. Keep him healthy right now so he can continue to deal like he's doing. And again, always every week we talked about it earlier. We got to stop the run. We got to win the takeaway battle. Our defense has done a great job of limiting explosive plays, runs or passes over 20 yards. I think we gave up none last week. This team did have quite a few against New Orleans, so that'll be critical. And then I think we got to touch base on the coverage game, in terms of our coverage, punt coverage and our kickoff coverage. And I know that coaching staff's doing all those things, but those will be the components that I think are critical for success for us in this game.
What about it, Austin?
I'm going to echo what I said. We did the pregame show against the Tennessee Titans a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say the exact same thing because I think the rules still apply here. You just got to be you, right? Like this team the entire year has stopped the run. We'll stop the run against the Tennessee Titans this week, right? The entire season, this team has created, takeaways and turnovers. Well, go out there and create takeaways and turnovers. And in terms of offense and everything, just take what the defense gives you. I mean, I get you're going to try to run the football a little bit with Jeffrey Simmons and company in the middle. It might be a little hard sledding. That's okay. Then start relying on your play action a little bit. Rely on Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, Brian Thomas Jr., or Tim Pat, whoever you want to throw it to, right? Because that's kind of what they have at their disposal right now. Just be yourselves. The rest will take care of itself. When I think of Nashville, I think of bachelorette parties, and I think of hot chicken. I don't want to think of a good football team.
Yeah, me either. I don't think anybody does.
Again, well stated. Well stated. Yeah. And if they do follow the game plan like they've been doing here the last 7 weeks, we'll be in good shape. So that's going to be the key.
Yeah. Need a packed house at the bank.
Absolutely. I mean, are you kidding me? what this team's brought to this city right now. I see more people wearing Jags gear than ever before, and people yelling Duval and everything else. I mean, it's the greatest thing in the history of great. So let's make it even better in the stadium at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, without a doubt, because this team has earned a home playoff game, right? And they still have to take care of business, obviously, against Tennessee Titans and everything. But if you come out and support a man, you have that home field advantage, if you will, then you earn the right to host a playoff game. And I think we've all been to a home playoff game here, man. That atmosphere, the city coming together and everything, it's something magical, man.
Got to treat this one like a playoff game.
Absolutely.
Really.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, what a collective effort by everybody. And we need the town and the fans to be part of that effort.
Yeah, I'll see you guys there. And hey, if Logan Cook, you need some help, don't do anything stupid. I got your back, man. I'll come on the field for you.
I can't think anybody better. I can't think of anybody better.
Logan, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Who's heavier now is the question. Is the punter heavier?
The punter might have me in weight right now. I don't know, man.
I'll still take him right now.
Appreciate you, Coach.
I love that. All right, 1 o'clock Sunday is kickoff time for the Titans and the Jaguars, presented by Ticketmaster. There are tickets available, jaguars.com/tickets, or call 904-633-2000. And Austin will talk to you on game day.
Yeah, we'll see you on game day.
On Sunday.
Yes, sir.
The Publix tailgate show is
wait.
at 10 o'clock.
I'll see you there.
Ahead of that. And, of course, we'll have countdown to kickoff at noon. And Duff will talk to you again next week before the playoff.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Love that.
Yeah.
Mark,
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year to you guys, too. Thanks for coming in on New Year's Day. Of course, former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner and former Jags defensive end Austen Lane with us. Coming up in less than a minute, Jags HQ will be on the Jaguars Radio Network. GM James Gladstone, EVP Tony Boselli scheduled to join us as the Jaguars head into Week 18. They're already assured of a playoff spot, but they're a win or a tie away from a division title. We'll hear from the decision makers coming up in about 30 seconds. Thanks for listening to Jaguars Happy Hour.
Welcome to Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick and former Jaguar Jeff Lageman sit down each week with the decision makers of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're going to bring you a product that you all can be proud of. With that, game on.
Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, starts right now.
And welcome in. It is Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. We are on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with you. No Jeff Lageman tonight. EVP Tony Boselli is in. We're awaiting General Manager James Gladstone, who joins us right on cue, like he's done this before. All right, here we go into Week 18. The Jaguars a win or a tie away from a division title. The Texans lost their tie, could do it as well, but the Jags rolling right now, trying to finish this regular season strong, guys, and the focus is one game at a time, and that one game this Sunday, 1 o'clock, the Tennessee Titans in town.
Yeah, huge game. I mean, it's a division rival. I mean, everybody knows the history of this this game, this team, the Tennessee Titans, and what it's meant to the organization. What big games have been on the line, divisions have been on the line, chances to go to the Super Bowl have been on the line. Again, the chance to win a division's on the line against the Titans, and it's a team that has a really good defense and has been playing a lot of really good football lately, scoring a lot of points on offense with the young quarterback, running the ball with Tony Pollard. So they're coming in here. They made it clear. Our coach said it. They're coming in here to beat us and make sure we don't win the division, as you would expect. No different than we would be doing if we were going there and trying to do the same thing. So it's going to be a great game. Biggest game in the history of the franchise coming up, and it's another opportunity for us to go out and prove who we are as a team and the style of play that we have, and put it out there and go see what happens.
Yet another biggest game in the history of the franchise, James, and this one certainly does qualify. Division titles out there.
Yeah, I think at this stage our group understands the weight of this, while at the same time, I think there's focus on the idea that it's just 1-0. It's no different than any other that we played in reality. We got to do our part, come through, one play to the next, and see how, after 60 minutes, things unfold. Be happy with the result, knowing we can look in the mirror and say we did what we needed to, did what we could, and go from there. So I'm looking forward to, obviously, the remainder of this week and the preparation that we have in front of us, knowing that Sunday is going to be a great product for our fan base to see in real time and be able to, hopefully see what we all want at the end of it.
Division title certainly out there. The Jaguars can be any seed except the 4 seed in the playoffs, depending on what happens in Week 18. But a win secures at least the number 3 seed, and some other things have to happen. We can go all kinds of directions with the way the Jags have been playing lately, but let's start with the quarterback play. Last week, 2 turnovers in the red zone, one on a fumble and the hook and lateral play, and then in the red zone, 2-minute drive before halftime, throws the interception, but then finds a way with his legs and keeps scoring touchdowns. 2 on the ground last week for Lawrence. They're moving the ball down the field, over 400 yards of offense again, and he just continues to find ways, James, to get his team down the field and, into the end zone more often than not.
Yeah, it's been extremely impressive to watch, and you got to appreciate just the zoomed-out vantage point here of our team winning in different ways, and knowing that we got into a deficit against the Colts, and not panicking. The look in everybody's eyes remained fierce. The efficiency on both sides of this ball was there from start to finish. It was finishing, it was capping drives the right way, and luckily by the time the clock went down to 0, it was in fact the case more often than not. But to not flinch and to see his poise, his toughness continue to show through. I mean, there were throws throughout the course of that game where he's stepping up into contact and delivering the ball in places where only our wide receivers could get it. And in the instances where it was a challenge, wide receivers are coming through in some really big moments. And our offensive line being in position, we've had 8 starting offensive line combinations throughout the course of this year. And, to be able to continue to put ourselves in positions to feel like we're not getting too far behind the sticks consistently, and we're able to open up running lanes, and we're able to protect and develop some intermediate and third level concepts. It's a really impressive thing to see unfold here. And I think, as I want to say we've alluded to a couple different times throughout the course of this season on this show, is look, what we came into the season looking like has evolved, and that's really inspiring, right? That's what you want to see, because what we were the first quarter of the season wasn't who we were the next quarter, wasn't who we were in the third quarter, and it's not who we are in the fourth quarter. And I think that'll continue to be the case as we inch into the postseason, knowing that there's still iterations of this team that we have yet to see, and different levels that we still have yet to breach.
Is there anything? I mean, Jags trailed 10-0 last week's game. There have been other games this year where the Jags have trailed and rallied to come back and win, but this was on a run of games where the Jaguars are dominating opponents and winning by a large margin. Is it in any way a good thing that they had to rally from 10 last week?
I don't know if it's good or bad. I think what showed up and what continues to show up, and credit to our coaching staff and our players, is what James alluded to early, is like, hey, we're going to approach it. We got to go win this game, be 1-0, and worry about how we play the game, about us, and the effort, the competitiveness, the toughness, the style of play, and let the outcome be the outcome. And I think the team showed that. We've won games a lot of different ways. We've had a lot of different iterations this season of how games have gone. And this was a case where it did not go our way early. They got the lead. We had some turnovers that put us behind the 8 ball a little bit. But I think what James said, and kind of what Liam has been preaching to this team, and what this team believes and who they are, is they're just going to keep on playing, keep competing. And because of that, you don't see a team that panicked at the game. Didn't feel like, oh, no, you were behind. Let's start pressing. Let's try to do too much. Let's try to get, make the big play or whatever that is. And instead of just, hey, let's go play the next down. Let's play the next series. Let's just keep on going and play our style and see what happens when the clock's on 000s. And I think that needs to be approached this week against a good Titan team coming to town, a good defense. They got, a lot of people say, well, what do they have to play for? Well, they got a lot of good players playing for pride. They got a Pro Bowl, probably the best defensive player or defensive lineman in football in Jeffrey Simmons. They got electric punt returner. They got a young quarterback. These are guys that have pride, and you can see it the way they've played lately. And so we know that they're going to come out. And so our job is, whether it's the Titans or the Colts or whoever we're playing, understanding, especially these division games are going to be much more intense. We got to just come play our style of football and worry about what happens when the clock's at 000 at that moment. Until then, go play each down and see what happens.
We'll get into the matchups coming up in a little bit, the Jaguars and the Titans in Week 18. But James Gladstone, Tony Boselli with us on Jags HQ. James, you touched on it, and you can really make that case on the offensive line. These guys stepping in, you said 8 different lineups. Similar in the secondary. Early in the season, they had a bunch of guys step in there. Jordan Lewis is now down for the year. They're having to do it a little bit again on the back end. But having, a full 53 roster plus some practice squad guys contribute week over week, and Tony on the offensive line especially, the degree of difficulty of that and maintaining consistency, it's huge.
It's credit to the guys. It's credit to our coaches, whether you talk about the secondary, what they've done, our offensive line with the different combinations of starters. You look at both cases, guys that, I'll look at a guy like Walker Little, started the season as left tackle, gets injured, Cole Van Lannon goes in there, starts playing very well. And next thing you know, hey, Walker, we need you to play right guard. Did not blink. Did not question it. Said, hey, ready to go. Jumps in and goes out mid-game and then comes in to start the game against Indianapolis and gets the job done. You could do the same thing at secondary. You look at the secondary, a guy like Jarian Jones, playing a lot of reps early. Other guys start playing more of a special teams role. All of a sudden, because of injuries, opportunities, his performance is now elevated into a more of a starting position. And what does he do? Goes out making plays, getting his hands on the ball. Big plays, big tackles, interceptions. It's credit to those guys. And you can go down the list on this team of guys who've come up, been elevated from the practice squad, making impacts. Practice squad to active roster like a Matt Dickerson. Started the season, giving us great looks. Earned the opportunity to be on the 53. Now is playing significant snaps and is doing a great job helping us stop the run. And it's a credit to our coaches and our players that it's an unselfish group that has become very close-knit and are playing together and playing for each other. And when you do that, man, that's what being a team's all about. And we keep on seeing it show up, and it's going to need to show up the rest of the season because you just don't know what's going to happen in the course of any game. And who's going to need to be called upon to make that play.
James, was there a point in the season where you really saw that maybe turn? It was happening early in the season, too, even though the results may not have been there all the time. But is there a certain part of the season where you're like, okay, this is where we're a pretty deep team. We have guys that can contribute from all different parts of the team. And then all of a sudden the winning results come too. When was that for you? Or was there a specific point?
Yeah, it's hard to – there are so many things within this space, right, within the football space where there's not necessarily a singular moment but rather a gradual build. Now, you think back to our off-season approach and you probably remember the phrase of raising the floor of the football team. And I think that was a priority, and obviously through the course of any given football year, most teams are going to experience some version of attrition. There are positions that typically experience a higher volume than most year over year, but obviously we saw it across every single position group this season, with the exception being that of our specialists. Now, if you think back to our Tennessee Titans game, we did have to fill the gap there for a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, but gutty comeback from our guy there at long snapper, but
and then he threw people down with a back injury too.
Ross was definitely having a fun day that day, battling through some stuff. He had a Warriors mentality. There's no question, but nonetheless, I think a lot of the time it's opportunity, and I think the belief, the understanding that there's going to be some leadership on the front end of a lot of these groups, and guys are going to have to be accepting to that leadership and be in the waiting for when their opportunity strikes. And, we can mention a ton of people as a part of this, but Antonio Johnson has been playing some really good football. And it wasn't that he had starting spot labeled heading into this season. But at this stage, I mean, every week he seems to show up in a real way. I think that's pretty clear and evident. And, you know, when you look across the other side of the ball and what safeties typically line up against our tight ends, Quentin Moore started on our practice squad as well and earned his path through special teams. And then I think most everybody saw what he did against the Chargers as a starting tight end, and really solidified his place within the team. So those contributors that allow us to endure a long season have really shown up throughout the course of not only the back end of the season, but really when we hit our biggest injury bug in the middle of the season the most. And that's just allowed for, as people begin to get back and healthy, you feel like there's quality depth behind those that we're seeing play a high volume of snaps and not being afraid of what lies in front of us should somebody go down.
And I think so much of this, it shows up on game day. There's no doubt about that. And I think that's where everybody can see it, our fans, as you guys are watching JP.
Sure.
But I think what jumps out at me is you watch the preparation. Because to have the ability for multiple guys to step up into multiple different roles, it takes a lot of work from the individuals and the coaches. And I think one of the things that this group has done throughout the season is put the extra work in. I mean, you can go look out and see our guys on their own, on the practice fields, communicating, working together, calling their own meetings, getting time in the meeting room together, going through it, players helping players, not just the coaches are doing a great job, but then these veteran players working with younger guys, the communication being at a very high level throughout the week, trying to prepare for the opponent that's coming up. And that's where you're able to have multiple guys step up on a Sunday when something happens or someone has to be put into a position that maybe they aren't used to playing or haven't got as many reps. But because of that communication, because of the unselfish nature of these guys working together throughout the week and with our coaching staff, that's the thing that jumps out. And that's the thing that's fun. And the fun part is when you see it be paid off, right, and when you see guys have success. Right. And that's what we need to continue to do. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We have accomplished nothing at this point. And Sunday's the next test to go, and the next opportunity more than anything to go show that.
We'll come back and take a look at that opportunity and some of the matchups, including a guy that you just mentioned a while ago, Jeffrey Simmons.
Pretty good player.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Pretty decent. We'll dig into how to block him when we come back. It's Jags HQ on the Jaguars
haven't seen it yet.
Radio Network.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Football and Miller Lite. Duval's greatest pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going well past postgame. Sunday night overtimes. Followed by Monday morning pride. Knocking on bar tops for luck. Kicking back on any given Sunday. You never forget the way some things taste. Jags football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
It is Jags HQ. Happy New Year to you. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman is out this week. Tony Boselli and James Gladstone are in. It's a work day. The Jaguars and the Titans coming up Week 18, Everbank Stadium. The game presented by Ticketmaster. There are some tickets available. Jaguars.com/tickets. 904-633-2000. They are selling quickly as we speak, though. The Titans come to town. They're out of the mix, but they've got some players, as Tony, you alluded to earlier, that really want to play at a high level. Jeffrey Simmons is a Pro Bowl selection at defensive tackle, a career-high 10 sacks this year. He's had a sack or more in all 6 of his road games this year, of all things, and 58 quarterback pressures. He leads all defensive tackles in all those categories. So how do you block him?
Well, number one, he is the best interior defensive lineman in football, and it's not just rushing the passer. He's outstanding versus the run as well. Him and Sweat, their one technique in there, make it very difficult. One of the best rush defenses, really, the back half of the season in the NFL. They've done an outstanding job. Yeah. And so you got a guy who can play both run or pass. He's a 3-down defensive lineman. And the way you block him is you want to get 4 hands on him as much as possible. And so you want to make sure you identify where he is and try to get as much, as many people and populate the area around him. We talk about all the time, populating when you have a great back and making sure you can tackle him. Well, when you have a great defensive tackle like Jeffrey Simmons, you got to account for him and make sure you have a body on him, and sometimes two, to make sure he can't wreck the game. And got so much respect for him, the way he's played the game. Sometimes you see veteran players back half of the season, their team's out of it. Maybe take the foot off the pedal a little bit, off the gas, and kind of slow it down a little bit. Not this guy. I mean, this guy's playing. Last week, you turn on the tape, the first 3 plays of the game, he's absolutely just wrecking the entire series. And so it's something that we're aware of. Got a lot of faith in our guys. The good news is they played him a handful of weeks ago, so they understand the task at hand and the challenge that he's going to bring. And I believe our guys will be up to it, but it's not going to be an easy day, and you just gotta respect the player. You got to respect who he is, and you have to understand what's in front of you and just account for it and go play ball. But, boy, he's a fun one to watch when you're not playing him.
Yeah, when it's not Week 18 at the bank, James. I mean, you don't want to see him on the other side. So Tony thinks he's the best. He's right there at the top, right, in terms of defensive tackles in the league. What stands out about his just energy that he brings? Mm-hmm. It's not just, it's talent during the game, but he's barking at people. I mean, He kind of brings life to that defense.
Undoubtedly. And he also brings, power.
There's that.
So it's hard not to at least see the torque show up once or twice where an NFL offensive lineman is, in fact, being launched across the line of scrimmage.
That's a bad feeling.
Thrown into public.
It's a bad feeling.
Yes.
That's right. So that shows up quite frequently. But aside from Jeff, you got Sweat next to him, who is playing his best ball of his 2-year career to date. And so that rush defense is, in fact, a real problem for us to try to work through. Obviously, we have our work cut out for us, but like Tony alluded to, certainly feel good about this crop of guys that we have going into the game, and the coaching staff developing the right plans to, try to attack it in the ways that will allow us to see positive results. But beyond it, it's just going to require a group effort, and all 11 if we're thinking specifically about what our run game looks like and how that can bear fruit here on Sunday.
What about the rest of the defense for the Titans? There's some guys on the injury report this week on the back end, but what else stands out?
You know what, that linebacking group, right? They're leading their team in tackles, and Barton, who has been with a couple teams, is getting his hand on the football, and Cedric Gray, who's still on his rookie contract, is leading the team in tackles and is somebody that they should feel really good about moving forward because he's all over the field. And obviously when you have not only the front level but the second level of the defense providing impact and supporting the run, it can be a challenging aspect for the offensive line, who's trying to take care of the first level but has to account for the second level as well, as those guys scrape and create disruption. So obviously not an easy task, but certainly one that we're looking forward to. And this this team that we're facing, just like we've mentioned about us, right, has evolved over the course of the season. Well, this team has evolved over the last handful of weeks, right? What we're about to face is a much different operation than what we did 5 weeks ago. And so not only defensively, when you look at the offensive side of the ball, the way that Cam Ward's plan is much improved. It's much more efficient than when we last saw him. You know, the way he's taking care of the ball looks quite a bit different from both passes and pocket manipulation and where he's placing that ball in his hands. And you got to give those guys a ton of credit, in particular him, because he looks like a matured quarterback and obviously has a really good feel for what he wants to get accomplished on each play at this point in comparison to many of the rookies that you see in the early going of the season. And with Pollard running the way that he is, and if he's able to find his footing, it can be a tough pair to really wrangle, especially when you got tight ends that they're really featuring as well.
What is the best part of Ward's game the last 5 weeks or so? What stands out the most?
Yeah, I think because there was such a notable piece of it at the beginning of the season, it's his ball security. And it's not only as a passer, but like I said, when in the pocket. Yeah. And I think it was 8 through the first half of the season on the fumble count. It's only been 1 since, right? That's a big shift. So clearly he's not risking it as frequently or being as loose with it as he once was, and he's being very mindful while at the same time remaining a passer, and that's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, I think when you look at Cam Ward, what he's doing in the pocket is he's still extending plays, but he's being smart with the football. There's a better awareness as he's buying time. He's a natural guy. He has the natural ability just to find space in the pocket, and he's not necessarily going to be a guy who wants to run first. He can run. He's athletic, but he's really a guy trying to use that arm and find someone down the field on an extended play. By watching the tape, you can see more awareness as he grows and gets more comfortable throughout this rookie season. And I think that's a big reason why you have better ball security from him. But also I think a big part of that is you got Tony Pollard going. Yeah. I mean, he's running the ball really good the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, 300-yard games in that stretch.
Yeah, he's playing. I mean, and that offensive line is doing a good job of playing physical, getting to the next level. And Tony Pollard, you know, he's a natural. He sees it very well. Good vision between the tackles, and they're doing a great job there. And they've added a little bit of an RPO to their game as well with Cam Ward. That's really opened up some things in both the run and pass. So the way what Mike McCoy's doing and their coaching staff with the young quarterback in that office, and how they continue to learn and continue to evolve to really fit what he does best and what their players do best. Hats off to them. Because it'd be easy just to be stuck in, you know, who you are and, hey, this is what we do, and they got to figure it out. No, this is a good coaching staff that's saying, hey, we're going to evolve and put our players in the best position. And because of that, they're having success. They're moving the ball. They're scoring points. I believe since we've played them, I think they've scored over 25 points almost every game.
Yes.
Every game. So they're putting points on the board. And with that defense that has the ability to shut the run down and make life difficult for you, it's a tough matchup. And we're going to have our hands full, and it's going to be a challenge this Sunday.
Let's come back in a moment. We'll take a look at Week 18 one more time. And, yes, the moment is here. The division title on the line. And does that change any of your pregame tightness going in? How do you avoid all that? We'll get to that coming up. Food for thought, Tony. I can tell the wheels are turning.
Well, I got some thoughts for you on that.
I figured you probably did. It's Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
I'm Foye Lewican from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or under the influence is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. Remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead. Have a designated driver or get a ride home. Keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. It is Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. Final moments with Tony Boselli and James Gladstone. JP Shadrick with you. No Jeff Lageman this week. Titans, Jaguars, the division title on the line in Week 18. A win or a tie for the Jags and their division champs, or a Texans loss and tie. Don't worry about that game. They are at the same time, of course, on Sunday. But it is finally here, Week 18, and hats and shirts are on the line this week. But technically they've kind of been on the line the last month and a half, ever since the game in Houston. There's been really no room for error in the division.
I mean, as well as the Houston Texans are playing, they've been winning every week. And I'll be honest with you, you don't worry about it, because the reality is the message we've had since day one is like, hey, we're going to worry about us. It's about us. Let's go play our style. It's Week 18. It's the same approach. We've operated the same way. We have the same schedule. We have the same practice. It's the same message. It's about how we approach the game and how we play the game. And Liam has said it multiple times. We'll worry about the outcome at the end of the game. Let's go play the game the right way. James said it earlier in the show tonight. He says, let's play the game in a way that when you look yourself in the mirror at the end of it, you can be happy with the effort. You can be happy with how you competed, how you played, the type of teammate you were. We go do that. We'll let the rest kind of take care of itself. So with that, if you have that attitude, this is the next opportunity, next chance to go 1-0, and then we'll worry about all the hoopla and whatever happens afterwards. Because if you start worrying about that now, JP, and you start going into the game and, hat and T-shirt game, or the division's on the line, or whatever. Well, now all of a sudden you have distracted yourself and you're thinking about something outside of the very task that is in front of you, the very opportunity that's in front of you. And I think our guys have done a great job this week, the way they've approached it, because it's been no different than any other week. And just like we went to Indy last week, hey, we got to go 1-0, win that game. And it's going to be the same approach this week.
How's your feeling on it, James? No tightness here, right?
Nothing to add.
Yeah, fair enough. Love it.
I get Tony to laugh because that's we can go off script a little bit. So J.W. Jordan, one of our executives in player personnel, he long was he started his career in Indianapolis when they had their long run with Peyton Manning. He ends up joining the Rams, starting in St. Louis, transitioning over to L.A. But over the course of the years that he was in the NFL, he would hear evaluations, and people would follow each other up and just repeat the same thing one after the other about describing a player's skill set. And oftentimes it would be, hey, do you see it any differently than what was just described? And the person would respond with no, and then repeat the same thing. But, I see the exact same thing. And so J-Dub would jokingly say, you know what, I'm actually going to commit to when I hear something that I've aligned myself with or agree with, and I want to say no, but, and then fill in the blank with the exact same thing, I'm just going to, in fact, stop it, nothing to add, close it right there. And so it's not an easy thing to do in the space, I can tell you that.
The best thing is it's become infectious throughout the entire – because so we do evaluating players, whatever it is, and you constantly see in the system and on calls and everything else, people now going, after someone says something, nothing to add.
It's so efficient that way.
It becomes much more efficient. If it is, in fact, true. Now, that was that was a true moment. I had nothing to add to that.
Yeah. You don't leave anything out.
Except for a story or context.
Story or two.
But I'm glad I got a chuckle out of Tony.
Love it. Love it. Tony, James, thanks for the time as always, guys. We appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate you, JP.
Tony Boselli, James Gladstone with us here on Jags HQ. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll hear from pride of the Jaguars running back, Fred Taylor, and his thoughts on this division matchup. It's Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
This holiday, Verizon is giving you incredible gifts and savings you'll enjoy all year. When you switch, you'll get 4 new iPhone 17 Pros. No trade-in needed. That's right. Get 4 lines for just $25 a line and the amazing iPhone 17 Pro for everyone. Save big this holiday. Visit Verizon today. $20 monthly promo credits applied to account over 35 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida. #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with you. No Jeff Lageman tonight. Our thanks to James Gladstone, the GM of the Jaguars, Tony Boselli, the EVP, their weekly Thursday appearance for half an hour or a little longer on this program. And it's come down to Week 18. The Jaguars a win or a tie away from a division title. They face the Tennessee Titans this Sunday at 1 o'clock. A Texans loss or tie could also do it. And the message has been consistent. Just go 1-0 every week. Not worry about all the hats and T-shirts and the banners and things that come with a division title. Because basically it's been on the line every week since the game down in Houston when the Jaguars blew the 19-point lead in the fourth quarter. Both the Texans and the Jaguars seasons turned at that moment. Jaguars haven't lost since. Neither have the Texans. And the Jaguars have had no room for error at all and tried to handle, and they've been able to handle their own business, not truly worrying about what Houston's been doing, though both teams have been winning. We've been able to look at the standings and see it, of course, that they really have had no room for error. It's all about, from the Jaguars' perspective, the next week's opponent, how do you get better as a team? And they've been able to do that in a lot of different ways. Certainly defensively, they're playing really well against the run, #1 in the NFL this season. in run defense. They're starting to get a little more pressure on the quarterback. They could use a few more sacks, and they're one of the best takeaway teams in the NFL this year. Number 2 in the league. I think they've tied the franchise record for interceptions already in a season. And then on the offensive side of the play, the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, these guys talked about it just a moment ago. He's been able to find ways to do it different ways and get this offense down the field. Last week, they were moving the football and then had 2 red zone giveaways, the hook and lateral play and then the throw to the end zone, and the 2-minute drill before halftime was intercepted. But then Lawrence found a way with his legs and scored 2 touchdowns on the ground last week, continuing his great run. So 2 or more offensive touchdowns now in 7 straight games. It's the Jaguars' record-long streak for Trevor Lawrence. Of course, the Jags are on a 7-game win streak so far this season. They've scored 23 or more in 9 straight games. That's one short of the team record back in 2007. And that's after averaging just under 21 points a game in the first 7 weeks of the year. And, of course, after the bye week, totally different team, 32 points per game. So a lot going right for the Jaguars, but they needed to go right at least one more week in the regular season, and then it's on to the playoffs. And we'll figure out the location, when and where and who coming up Sunday night after all the games are done. We've got plenty ahead. We're back in a moment. We'll hear from Pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor. Caught up with him earlier this week. A preview of the conversation that will run on Countdown to Kickoff this Sunday ahead of Week 18. The Titans and the Jaguars coming up. Tickets available, jaguars.com/tickets. 904-633-2000. The Jaguars will wear the Prowler throwbacks for one last time this season this Sunday. This is Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
Huddle up, My Gate Rewards members. Football is back. Celebrate with the Duval Meal Deal at Gate. Right now, grab a personal pizza and any 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.99. No matter what combo you choose, this meal's the perfect play. Happening now through January 5th, 2026. See store for details. A deal that's a victory for every fan. Gates got you.
The moment you drop off donations at a North Florida Goodwill, your things start new lives. A donated jersey helps someone suit up for success through education and training. A pair of old cleats helps a job seeker step confidently into new career opportunities. Every donation fuels Goodwill's mission to provide education, training, and career opportunities, removing barriers to employment and building brighter futures across our community. To find your nearest donation center and learn more, visit goodwillnorthfl.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
It is Jags HQ. JP Shadrick with you. No Jeff Lageman this week. Our thanks to James Gladstone, the general manager of the Jaguars, Tony Boselli, the EVP, joining us each and every week. We've had Liam Cohen a handful of times on this program throughout the season, and now we're into Week 18. The division title on the line as the Jaguars host the Tennessee Titans. A win or a tie for the Jaguars secures the 5th division title in franchise history in the 31st season of Jaguars football. 60 minutes away, 1 o'clock kickoff time this Sunday at Everbank Stadium. Pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor joins us each week on Countdown to Kickoff here on the network. an hour before kick, and, of course, on Jaguars post-game radio after the game for instant analysis. Caught up with him earlier this week, and the Jaguars, of course, are facing a division rival for a second time. Always an interesting challenge.
The prep is the prep. Obviously, you come to work, and a lot of things will be, repetitive, and you'll do a lot of the same stuff. But there are also going to be opportunities in that, 3 or 4 week span film study. You want to keep your core system, intact, but you want to do those things better. You want your dress rehearsal. That part is going to be more important. The shift, the motions, being able to take advantage of certain situations that they give you. And it's a tougher, chess match, because guys are going to be able to call out things you did just 3 weeks ago. That's why, the dress rehearsal, making things look one way, different formations from the offense, different disguises from the defense. Who can trick who the most, and who's paid the most attention, in that span of time. So in that, JP, you don't always account for turnovers, right? You go and you say, all right, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to be good at. We're going to run our system, but you don't always account turnovers in that. So taking care of the ball is probably going to be the most important thing when you play each other, within just a few weeks.
Fred Taylor with us. I have a question about Trevor Lawrence, and I think he's running this offense really efficiently overall. They moved the ball a bunch last week, but he's using his legs when he needs to a lot too. I mean, he's closing in on 4,000 passing yards. It's like 260 yards away. And if he gets a rushing touchdown, he's like the third quarterback in league history to have 4,000 passing yards and 10 rushing scores in one season. That's pretty remarkable, and they figured out a way. He knows how to utilize his legs.
Hey, JP, I love the question first and foremost, because I love the fact that they're finally finding a way to utilize his full ability. We've always thought that he had the potential. Did he maximize it? No. Did some of the coordinators hold him back? Maybe so, because I remember, I wish I can go back and pinpoint some of the interviews or post-game moments where, I asked for Trevor to be seen more in the boot game, the RPO game, those sort of things, because this is what he did great at Clemson. You go back and look at some of those highlights, you would see Trevor just running down the field, and not short runs, but long runs in those highlights. So they're at a point where, they're not just, they've taken off the training wheels. They're not thinking, let's just protect our quarterback. They're leaving that up to the quarterback to be smart, knowing when to get down, knowing when not to take the big shots. You look at a year ago, I believe it was a year ago, versus the Texans, when he took that big shot in Jacksonville. I can't think of the linebacker's name right now.
Azeez Al-Shire. Yeah.
Correct. And I think since then, Trevor's been a much smarter player in what he's doing when he's out of the pocket and running the ball. And that's been an asset for the offense. When you look at boot game, the naked game, he's made tremendous throws on the run, getting the ball to the tight end, which a lot of times being out of the pocket, crosser routes, these different things by design, he's taking full advantage of it. The screen game, the tight end screen game. So Liam, I think, again, he just took the training wheels off and said, well, I'm going to call it this way. I'm going to trust you to be smart in your approach, Trevor. And they're maximizing his full potential. Man, it's a great thing to witness.
That's Pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor. The full conversation soon on the Jaguars Podcast Network and on Countdown to Kickoff Sunday ahead of the Titans-Jaguars matchup. As we mentioned there, Lawrence needing 248 or more passing yards and 1 rushing touchdown to become the third player in NFL history to have 4,000 passing yards and 10 or more rushing touchdowns in a season. The other two, 2023, Josh Allen of the Bills, 2011, Cam Newton of the Carolina Panthers. Elite company there if Lawrence can get it done this week. Most importantly, they need a winning result for the division title, a win or a tie over the Titans, and the Jags would win the AFC South. We're back in a moment. Plenty ahead as the Jaguars prepare for Week 18. It's Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
It's game on, Jaguars fans, no matter where you might be. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years and counting. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
It's just stopping the run, playing our brand of defense, stopping the run. I think that first drive, they kind of went all the way down the field running the ball. They came out big personnel, ran the ball. So for us, understanding that. So obviously, we stopped the run, find opportunities to get after the passer. He's been doing a heck of a job as well, escaping and making big plays for that team. So, again, this is a good team, and we're excited for the challenge and just closing it the way we're supposed to.
Josh Hines-Allen, Jaguars defensive end. Welcome back. It's Jags HQ presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Loggeman out this week. Our thanks to James Gladstone, Tony Boselli, the GM and EVP respectively, joining us in the first half hour each and every week. And Hines-Allen there talking about Cam Ward and this Titans offense that in the last meeting back in Week 13, on their opening possession, went down the field 11 plays, 70 yards in just under 6 minutes, had to settle for a 28-yard field goal, and they were gashing the Jaguars in the run game on that opening drive. Tony Pollard had 36 of his 60 rushing yards for the day in the first quarter, and much of that on that drive. Jags made the adjustment defensively. And they've been fantastic, as Hines-Allen there alluded to, against the run. They're number one in the league in run defense, of course. They've allowed just under 16 points per game since Week 11. That's tied for the fewest in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. And 20 or fewer points in 5 straight games. So this Jags defense has been suffocating. They have 30 takeaways this year, second most in the league. And that's now 3 shy of the Jaguars' record. Back in 2017, that Jacksonville team had 33 takeaways that year. Wow. Of course, last year, only 9 takeaways for the Jaguars defense. That turnaround has been remarkable in so many ways. So many new faces on the back end of this Jaguars defense this year in the secondary. And, of course, a new scheme. Anthony Campanelli really getting this team together on the defensive side of the football. And this time they're facing Cam Ward, who's got the Titans rolling a little bit over the last 4 games. They're 2-2. They were 1-11 after that Week 13 loss to the Jaguars. But now the Titans have scored 24 or more points in each of those 4 games. And a lot of that is Cam Ward. He has taken a bunch of sacks this year. He had some issues early in the season, but now he has 2 touchdowns passing in 3 straight games and is starting to find a little bit of a stride late in the season. Can't let him hit the stride on Sunday, of course, and can't let that run game get going to give him a balance at all. Chigakonkwo, the tight end, is the leading receiver for Tennessee this year. That kind of tells you what's been going on most of the season, but they're finding some kind of life offensively and a little bit of something with Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick last year out of the University of Miami. So it's up to the Jaguars to keep him contained. He can move the pocket and move out of the pocket, extend plays. And the pass rush, certainly stopping the run is key, as Hines Allen said, but that gives you the opportunity to go rush the passer, which you'll have to do this week against Cam Ward. And another win for the Jaguars, they would be division champs. We're back in a moment. We'll look at the playoff scenarios and wrap it up. What a show it has been. It's Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
A bold change. A historic development is underway for the Bold City, and the Jacksonville Jaguars and team partners are a part of it. Introducing First and Forward, a development partner program highlighting the significant contributions made toward the transformative efforts to the city of Jacksonville. Thank you, Belter, Brooks Building Solutions, Jackson Electric Supply, Office Images, Sims Crane, Start Tech, and People's Gas. Championing progress on the field and in the community. The First and Forward program. The First Coast forward together. To learn more, visit jaguars.com/forward together.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Hey sports fans, CSX is delivering big wins. Every day, CSX is on the move, delivering the freight that keeps America on track. From raw materials to finished goods, we connect businesses and communities across the nation with safe, reliable rail transportation. Just like your favorite team, CSX is built on teamwork, precision, and a commitment to excellence. From moving freight efficiently to supporting local economies, CSX is always pulling for progress. CSX, we're pulling for America.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. Final moments of Jags HQ on this New Year's night. Glad you're along with us. Happy New Year to you. JP Shadrick, no Jeff Lageman tonight. Our thanks to James Gladstone, Tony Boselli. It's Week 18, so, of course, the AFC South comes down to the final day. A Jaguars win or tie over the Titans would secure the division title for the Jaguars and a 13-win season, which is remarkable. It could also use a Texans loss or tie in their game against the Colts for the Jaguars to secure the division title. They put the games at the same time, 1 o'clock on Sunday. So you cannot have different game times of games that could affect each other. There are other clinching scenarios. Denver clinches the number 1 seed with a win over the Chargers, which the Chargers are not playing their quarterback and some other starters. A New England loss and a Jaguars loss, or a tie against the Chargers and a New England loss. So Denver is closing in on that number 1 seed, a win, and they can get it. Patriots could clinch the number 1 seed with a better result than Denver, a win and a Denver loss, or a tie and a Denver loss. New England would be the number 1 seed. The Jaguars still could be the number 1 seed if both the Broncos and Patriots lose and the Jaguars win. The Jags would be the number 1 seed. 3% chance of that happening according to Next Gen Stats. But it's possible. Jaguars actually have the most possible seed scenarios of any team in the league entering Week 18. So the Jags could still be the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7 seed based on the outcomes in Week 18. Other AFC clinching scenarios. Of course, Houston would clinch the division with a win and a Jacksonville loss. The Steelers would clinch the AFC North with a win or tie against Baltimore. That's on Sunday Night Football, the final game of the season. Baltimore wins the division with a win at Pittsburgh in that game. So that's the AFC scenarios. We've got some in the NFC as well. Seahawks would clinch the division and a number 1 seed with a win at San Francisco. That Saturday night, San Francisco would win it and the number 1 seed if they get the win. The NFC South up for grabs as well. Panthers would get it with a win. If the Bucs win, they need a Saints win over the Falcons to get the job done. Thanks to our entire crew. Our thanks to Tony Boselli, James Gladstone, Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, David Cho. Thanks to you for listening and watching. We'll see you at the bank Sunday for the Titans-Jaguars matchup presented by Ticketmaster. This is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.